Hello there. This is an astrological forecast for Sagittarius for October 2010. And this also applies if you have a Sagittarian ascendant. So my Saggies, a lot happening for you this month in your finances, your work, your relationships and your friendships. Your friendships are going to come under stark focus. If ever there was a time now to really think about all the relationships in your life, now would be it. Particularly from the 13th of the month when Venus goes retrograde. This only happens every 18 months or so, and Venus rules your finances and your money. And for you, Venus is going to be in your 11th, 12th houses. So for you, it's going to be looking at the balance in your relationships. Are you satisfied with your relationships? Do you feel like you're giving too much? Do you feel like you're not getting enough response? You need to look at these relationships in much more detail and see whether in fact maybe some relationships need to close. Maybe there's natural endings. People do come into your life for a reason or a season, and then it's time for them to leave your life and for you not to hold on to these relationships. With Saturn in that house of friendship for the next couple of years, along with the Sun and Mercury for much of this month, it's a time to be questioning those relationships and maybe looking at it with a very serious eye and seeing whether some endings are necessary. There may already have been some endings with Saturn being there, but a good time to look at it more seriously. Also, you may find yourself dealing with any debts from the past, anything that's overhanging financially. Good time to get it sorted during this Venus retrograde, which is until November the 18th. I am doing a separate video about this Venus retrograde, just so you know, which will tell you what to avoid doing during the retrograde and what's good to do during this retrograde. So do be sure to look out for that video. I'll be posting it very shortly. And so we do have Mercury at the top of the chart for just the first few days of the month. So good time to be communicating anything out to the public, anything or message you want to get out about your business, in your workplace, to the people in your workplace, good time to be doing it. Then after that will be a good time to be thinking about your goals and dreams in life. Saggies, you do have dreams, you're big dreamers, you see the bigger picture. Good time to put some flesh on these bones now, to put some structure onto these dreams, maybe set yourself some goals, visualize them and really make them more real rather than a little bit maybe too fantasized that you often do. You're going to be also quite focused maybe in a quieter way for much of this month. We've got a lot going on in your 12th house. This could mean skeletons coming out of the closet, somebody from your past coming back into your life. That's very possible with the Venus and Mars in Scorpio. This often brings somebody from the past back into your life. It's also a good time to be listening to your dreams, your visions, information that's coming in intuitively to you. And also important to have some quiet time. I know, Saggies, you're a bit party animal sometimes. This will be more of a quieter month, a month where you are re-evaluating and preparing, because soon enough, Saggies, it will be your birthdays the following month, the early Sagittarians. So it's almost like a reflection on this past year. Reflect on your achievements, the things that maybe you could have done better, that you've learned from. What have you learned? Because as long as you've learned, then you can move on. You're not stuck having to do the same thing again and again and go through painful experiences time and again. As long as you've learned those messages, then you can really move on freely. And at the end of this month, Mars goes into your sign about the 28th of the month. Mars in Sag, and you should feel a boost of energy. There will be an intensity before that where you almost like you've got your head down, you're serious, you're concentrating. But after that, you can celebrate a little bit more and enjoy a little bit more. And maybe pass on all those wonderful optimistic vibes that you have generally, Sagittarians. Pass them on and pass them out to other people, because many people are going through a very intense, severe time. We've got the Jupiter-Uranus retrograde now into your 4th house of home and family, so there may be some upheaval, there may be some changes, also possibly maybe a move of house for you coming up. So there you have it, Saggies, some inner work to be done, some reevaluating of your finances and your relationships. So I wish you a really great month, and I thank you so much for listening to me. I do appreciate it. And for those of you that take a look at my website, I offer all kinds of readings from half an hour to 10 minutes to an hour. You might want to ask me one question for $25 that I'll answer in an email of up to 150 words. Choice is yours. I would be delighted to hear from you, and I thank you so much for